Alright, so, hey everyone. Well, today I'm gonna be trying something a little bit different. Uh, Mainly, it's just something that I haven't really fully thought about, and I watched a video on it recently, and that's something called calm aim. Now, I think the way that I've been playing, I've been kind of unknowingly developing a level of calm aim, but it's not perfect. Essentially, the principle, from what I can understand, is that it involves, well, I guess a couple of things. First is, of course, good movement as well as good crosshair placement, but also just target acquisition. Being able to not only track a target, but being able to get your mouse to just be on there perfectly at all times. And kind of doing that in like a very smooth, without really needing to like snap your arm in order to react. Apparently, a lot of the times you actually use that more snap aim is more for unique situations, but generally, especially as you start going to higher ranks, you kind of almost need to conserve your energy. But not only that, oftentimes, having this more calm and like relaxed aim just tends to mean you're a lot more consistent. And so today I'm gonna try and practice some of that, kind of trying to figure out if I can actually implement it. And the reason why I'm making a video out of this is that usually I kind of do these things like sort of like learning or experimenting in my own time. However, this time around I thought maybe why not just try kind of just showcasing how I would try learning these things and trying to implement them into my own game. More of a casual video, more going over the theory of things and just seeing how it does. So actually, one of the main reasons why calm aim is interesting is that it actually can like help develop your deagle skill. So for this, let's hop straight into a deathmatch. I'll connect through one of XPlay's death matches if any ones are active. Lovely. So actually the main goal here is not about getting the kill. It's actually mainly about getting this target acquisition. Like recognizing where the target is, where the head is, and then only taking the shot. Speed isn't really the key. You can speed it up over time, but it's to first, like, just find the head and then play. Like, as you can see, there is actually like a lot of opportunities, and I'm not taking the first shot. And that's to kind of like first find the head and then take it. Like, apparently a really good exercise is not even trying to go for the kill. Like, aim for the head and keep tracking it. And I can already kind of see that working, because I realize that especially with how I play, like, usually I tend to kind of just hope that I can snap and that my body or my aim will compensate. But that often means that it's very inconsistent, and that is kind of what I'm hoping to repair. And let's see. It kind of also just teaches you that there is a lot of time in between these shots and time to kill. Like, it does not need to happen as quick as possible. So that's exactly what I'm trying to develop. And I'm starting to already see a few things that I am doing wrong. And hopefully I can probably try and correct some of these. So let's see. Like, obviously I think there's still a lot of effort to be put in. So actually I'm kind of noticing that maybe my sensitivity is actually a little bit too high for this. Let me lower it down a little bit, because it needs to be as smooth as possible to be able to like find the head. This will probably take me a couple of days of doing this, like every day a little by little to kind of get this perfected. But if I do, I have a pretty strong feeling I'll be able to use the deagle like in almost every situation. But yeah, effectively this is kind of how I tend to train on some of these things, is to like first go experiment with it, test how it works, kind of understand the basics of it, and definitely not rush it. Because it's something that, like, especially in this case, since it's supposed to be calm aim, yeah, it kind of involves a lot more actually just slowing things down and like really thinking about what you're doing. I feel like this crosshair could be a little bit more tinier, because I feel like I'm taking too long to adjust, so let me do that real quick. Maybe make the thickness slightly... yeah, that'll do. Let's try. Okay. Same thing. Let's just find someone. Okay. Ooh, almost. Yeah, okay. I realize that, like, I have to completely change my aiming style for this to work. But that's fine, because from what I've seen, this is kind of how pros play, and I realize that, like, I'm a bit too reactive. Instead, I can just focus on good crosshair placement and just slowly letting the enemy come to me. There is actually a couple of good things that, like, in workshop map especially, that can help develop these things. And I'll show that quickly after a couple of minutes more. And maybe that'll give a rough idea of how to develop this. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that with a little bit more practice like this, I might be able to, like, fully crack the code on the deagle. Because, like, I realize for me, like, I can use the deagle, but it's very 50-50. Like, sometimes it works for me, sometimes I'm not really able to make it work at all. Like, so, it's like usually pre-fire positions tend to work the best for me for the deagle. But then I realize for, like, actual proper fights, it's a bit 50-50, so I need to figure out finding that balance. Also, another thing with the deagle I should mention, maybe some of you may have already heard of this, but it is true. Basically, the way to spray the deagle is in a very specific rhythm, and the easiest way to learn this is to do it to the tune of Staying Alive. You know, and that apparently is, like, unironically the best way to shoot the gun accurately in, like, a row. So let's see. Almost. Yeah, you see? Oop. Oh, you got my ass. Alright, fair enough. But yeah. 1, 2, 3. Like, there's a bit of a delay in between each shot. If you spam it, it just won't work. Oh. I'm getting there, but, like, I need to obviously quicken it up a little bit over time. But I feel like if I take it slow like this, I will eventually get it right to where I can just do it naturally. Like, I can already, yeah, like, see an improvement with the lower sensitivity especially, and target acquisition. Because, yeah, like, I feel like my mind does this weird thing, especially when with the AWP or even the deagle sometimes, is like, I just kind of hope that it's somewhat on target and then flick shot. And sometimes you get lucky and it obviously looks all flashy. But usually, especially if you want more consistent results, it doesn't really work. Which is kind of why, like, I find myself, like, not really feeling as confident on, like, scope weapons and whatnot, is because I tend to focus too much on, like, flicking the weapon instead of just finding the target and then sticking to it. And yes, I already made a mistake there again. Like, instantly rescope, didn't try, like, readjusting and finding the target, just kind of hoping that he would walk into my crosshair. So, yeah. Anyway, that should be like about it. The rest of this obviously I will have to do offline in my own time and like slowly develop these sort of like target acquisition and just, you know, taking the shot. Like, it is a bit weird because it's like a very different tempo to anything else. It's like a little odd, but it also kind of makes you realize, or at least it makes me realize, just how much actual time you have before a kill. You really don't need to like rush it sometimes. So I'll just get one more kill and then just kind of show you like a quick little thing that'll actually help develop the deagle skill a little bit. I mean, there are many things, but this is one of the things that I've been doing as of late that does seem to help. Okay. On AIM labs or AIM training CS2 labs, there's a particular one that actually does help a lot. And that is flicking, or actually no, it's micro adjust. This one. Yeah, I'm still not exactly used to it, but this is perfect for the deagle, because usually that's kind of about how much you need to adjust every single time. If you can hit these shots with the deagle like consistently, I feel like you could pretty much do it in-game. Also because the timing is just perfect enough where, like, you can see, you can chain shots together in a row. It's not perfect, but this is something I do intend on practicing as much as I can to get down. Oh, I don't know what the hell that was. I thought it was over. Okay, not bad. But yeah, that's kind of about it. I don't really know what to title this video. I'll probably figure that out. Maybe something like After Class or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. See ya.